Hello once again. Welcome to the security update, which we often look at issues concerning security in the continent from west to east, and these are the stories making the headlines. Somaliland takes its responsibility to provide security measures. The anticipated clan conference in Las Anod. Somali military forces kills 100 Al-Shabaab fighters in foiled attack on a military base. US applauds Eritrean troops' departure from Tigray. Burkina Faso demands quick withdrawal of French forces in its territory. Welcome to the program. Somaliland government has affirmed it will provide all necessary security measures to secure the Grand Clan Conference in Las Anod, underlining that the National Army Forces took the responsibility of protecting the safety of the members participating in the conference, despite their political views against Somaliland's statehood.
In a press conference, the Somaliland National Army Chief Nuh Ismail Tani said Las Anod is now calm and secure, and noted that the army will take the responsibility of security towards the upcoming clan conference in the city. He clarified that the vehicles that welcomed the traditional elders were among the National Army Forces and intended to prevent other militias from entering the country. The army chief said his army forces will take the responsibility of protecting the safety of the members participating in the Grand Clan Conference in Las Anod. The national forces also promised to work and tighten the security in the borders, as well as the outstrikes of the city where the conference will take place, sending a message to the people of Sol region of the importance to protect the security of the country and help and support the army on the maintenance of the security. And Abdurrahman, CPA.
The government forces, alongside local militia, claiming to have killed 100 Al-Shabaab fighters after the group waged an attack on a military base in Galhat town, which was recently liberated by government forces. The federal government forces have provided further details on Al-Shabaab's attack military base in Galhat town on Friday, claiming they have killed 100 members and the government forces foiled the attack successfully. Elaborating on the casualties on the government side, the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism confirmed that 7 Somali National Army forces were killed in the early morning attack in the Galgaduud region. The ministry said the soldiers who have ramped up military operations in central Somalia also destroyed 5 technical vehicles that Al-Shabaab were using. Witnesses said Al-Shabaab struck the entrance of the military base with twin car bombs after the morning prayers and then stormed inside the compound. However, the attack underscores the formidable threat Al-Shabaab poses for Somalia's military, even after a government offensive launched last year scored a significant success against the group. The United States has praised the recent move of Eritrean troops departing from the impartially Tigray region, which is part of a larger effort to implement a peace agreement between the Ethiopian government and Tigray rebels.
Local residents of the war-ravaged Tigray region have confirmed to the AFP that the Eritrean forces have begun a withdrawal from their towns, a move that has been welcomed by the United States as an essential step towards a much-needed peace agreement. In November 2020, a conflict between federal troops and Tigray rebels broke out in northern Ethiopia. The two-side battled for 2 years until a peace agreement was reached in Pretoria, South Africa's capital, on November 2, 2022. Under the agreement, the Tigray People's Liberation Front (TPLF) agreed to disarm and cede control to the federal government in exchange for the Ethiopian government reopening access to the region and providing much-needed food and aid. Unfortunately, the Pretoria Agreement did not include any provisions for the removal of Eritrean troops who had been aiding the federal government during the conflict and were accused of committing human rights violations by the United States and other human rights organizations. Despite this, the conflict still resulted in horrific bloodshed. On Saturday, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken spoke with Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and praised the ongoing withdrawal of Eritrean troops, calling it significant progress in the peace agreement. The withdrawal had been sought by the United States and the European Union in an effort to apply pressure to Eritrea. State Department spokesman Ned Price said in a statement, the Secretary welcomed this development, noting that it was key to securing the sustainable peace in northern Ethiopia and urged access for international human rights monitors. One resident, speaking on condition of anonymity, said, I saw some Eritrean forces leaving Shire towards the northeast I don't know if they are making a full retreat. Another local confirmed that they had seen a convoy of trucks, buses, tanks, and artillery pieces rolling out of town. Due to the restricted access to Tigray, it is impossible to ascertain the truth of the report that the withdrawal of forces has taken place. Neither the signatories of the peace deal nor the observation mission tasked with monitoring the agreement have been able to confirm the withdrawal. In November 2020, a conflict erupted when Tigray People's Liberation Front (TPLF), which had previously held power in Ethiopia before Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's ascension.
The relationship between Burkina Faso and France continued to deteriorate as the West African country demanded for the quick withdrawal of French forces stationed in its territory. France has opposed 400 special forces soldiers fighting extremist insurgents stationed in Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso's military government has demanded for the immediate withdrawal of French troops stationed in the West African country. In an announcement by the official agence d'Information du Burkina, AIB, the military says it wants the French forces to leave within a month. The announcement added that the military government on Wednesday suspended a 2018 military accord that allowed the presence of French troops in the country. There was no immediate comment from the French government on the latest developments. This is the latest indication of deteriorating ties between France and its former colony since a second military coup in September last year. CBA TV reported that hundreds of Burkinabés rallied against France in the capital, Ouagadougou, demanding the expulsion of French envoy and the closure of its military base in Burkina Faso. France has about 400 special forces soldiers stationed in Burkina Faso, which is battling extremist insurgency in the country. Kamel Sadiq, CBA TV.
The Banaadir police officers said they have arrested several police officers in connection with the murder of a rickshaw driver in Mogadishu and pledged to bring them to justice imminently. But we will be back after the short break.
Making documentaries is one of the most creative craft and challenging endeavors you can be involved in. It is an effective strategy to inform, persuade, educate, defend the perspective, and shed light on various issues, policies, and activities. At CBA TV, documentary production is our forte. We capture every TikTok detail of events in highest resolution to tell the story you care about, from politics to human hunger, research-based content, educative and informative. We also help you project your story in a dynamic perspective that attracts the world views of the target audience, as there is no better or more powerful way to place the organization's values and achievements than to make an excellent documentary film. No doubt, our strength lies in these ventures, and we pride in many award-winning documentaries which have been earning accolades across Africa and beyond. Let's tell your story.
Welcome back again to the program. The Banaadir police officers said they have arrested several police officers in connection with the murder of a rickshaw driver in Mogadishu and pledged to bring them to justice imminently. A few hours of the death of tuk-tuk driver in Mogadishu on Saturday, the Banaadir Regional Police affirmed the arrest of police officers in connection with the murder. The Regional Police Chief Mahdi Mumin confirmed this to the public. The regional police chief said all police officers who were on duty at the president of Galmudug, Ahmed Abdikaria Qorqor, together with the Minister of Defense, Abdi Qadir Mohammed Noor, and the Commander of Land Forces, General Mohammed Tahlil Bihi, chaired a meeting to discuss the strengthening of security in Haradera district and the liberation of other areas from Al-Shabaab strongholds in Galmudug.
The President of Galmudug, Ahmed Abdikaria, together with the Minister of Defense, Abdul Qadir Mohammed Noor, and the Commander of Land Forces, General Mohammed Tahlil Bihi, chaired a meeting to discuss the strengthening of security in Haradera district and the liberation of other areas from Al-Shabaab strongholds in Galmudug. During the meeting, President of Galmudug has discussed with the district security officers on their ongoing plans for the war of Al-Shabaab. He also informed the district security officers to keep the offensive against Al-Shabaab and support the the maintenance of the security of the liberated areas. President Ahmed Abdikaria stated that the liberation of Haradere and other areas is a great victory for the Somali people, promising that his administration will restore security and life to the areas liberated from Al-Shabaab. The president has ongoing plans regarding the fight against Al-Shabaab, who are still hiding in the Galmudug areas. Hanan Abdurrahman, CBA.
Somalia says it has carried in airstrikes 40 Al-Shabaab members at Per Farah village of Haradere district in Mudug region. It is unclear on which partner assisted the Somalia government with this airstrike, as previous airstrikes were largely conducted by US drones. The federal government of Somalia has reported that at least 40 Al-Shabaab members were killed in an airstrike at Per Farah village of Haradere district in Mudug region. The government did not give further details on which partner has helped them with the airstrikes. It said the attack was pre-planned and targeted the Al-Shabaab members after they had received intelligence reports indicating the group members were hiding themselves at the place, and later the government forces hardly took control of the village from Al-Shabaab. According to the government statement, Al-Shabaab has yet to establish a response to the matter. However, the group seems to have intensified its operations against the government since the beginning of the new year, waging attacks on several military bases and government institutions. The government also pledged this year to be the ending of Al-Shabaab era, or the group should at least experience the greatest destruction in recent years, as President Hassan Sheikh declared his plans to launch the second phase of anti-Al-Shabaab war. And with that story of the Somalia says it has killed in airstrikes 40 Al-Shabaab members at Per Farah village of Haradere district in Mudug region, we'll wrap up our program for this time. Thank you very much for being with us. This is me, Hamse Daabjeerin.